Video Guys Newsday Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Tune in to us live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Periscope, plus on our new live page. We have a page, www.videoguys.com/live, and that's going to let you click right into our YouTube live stream. So now there's one place where you can always find us live, 2 o'clock. Come on in. Depending on your browser, your phone, or whatever, you may have to hit the play button, or it may start playing automatically from where we are in the stream. That depends, but you can always find our live show on the videoguys.com/live page. So now let's talk a little bit about Wirecast 9, XKEYS, and Wirecast Gear. At the NAB show, Wirecast will be announcing Wirecast 9. There's a lot of new features that are very, very cool, but the one that I'm so excited about is we're finally getting a control surface, Wirecast users. So let's talk more about Wirecast 9. Releasing April 4th. Free upgrade for users who purchased Wirecast or Wirecast Gear in the past year. Upgrades and support can be renewed each year for just $99. Remember, that's Wirecast's new model now. You buy the software and then you pay an annual support fee, and with that support fee, you get free access to any upgrades plus support for support. So it's a cool thing. It's a steady stream. I know where the folks at Telestream do it because they get a predictable revenue stream, and I know why customers love it because they always can get the latest version. And what's nice about this model is Wirecast can just release stuff as it becomes available. They don't have to hesitate. So there's the Wirecast 9.0 is coming April 4th. Within 60 days, they're probably going to have a 9.1 with other features available. It's very cool that they do this. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's an exciting way to get your software, and the technology preview and release will be April 4th, but we're breaking it to you here today to tell you a little about it. What's the number one feature for me about Wirecast 9? Beyond the shadow of a doubt, it's support for control surface, and the control surface they're going is the XKEYS controller. These guys at XKEYS do a great job. They make controllers that are for a lot of different markets. They make controllers for industrial applications, for, I want to just show you how nice this thing is, tilt it a little bit, and you can see all the color keys are pre-coded and stuff like that for Wirecast. It's very cool. But these are solid, rugged buttons. They really feel good when you touch them. They have a nice tactile feel to them. They're preloaded for Wirecast. The Wirecast product people spent a lot of time working with the XKEYS people to make sure they got it right. It's going to be $599.95. And what's really cool about it is we're working with the folks at Wirecast and the folks at XKEYS to come up with exciting Wirecast bundles. We'll have bundles with Wirecast Gear, and we hope to do bundles with Wirecast software as well, because with the addition of the XKEYS, it really lets you get that tactile control of Wirecast that I think was the only missing ingredient for a lot of folks out there. All right, once again, Wirecast is Mac or Windows, so is the XKEYS. Oh, $599.95, $600. Pretty good deal for a control surface. All right, one of the features they're adding is a source menu. If you're coming from a lot of sources, now that could be some NDI sources, some cameras, plus you've got some graphics and other stuff. A lot of people are saying, hey, can you make this easier for me to find what I'm looking for? So the gang over at Wirecast listened, and now it's got much better abilities where you can mark favorites, you can categorize, and the search is much easier. Let's face it, folks, social media is everywhere. Live streaming to social media is what it's about today. If you're a company, a local restaurant, a accountant firm, a legal firm, live streaming, going out to Facebook, it's a great way to tell people about your products. The thing that makes Facebook so cool and why we like Facebook streaming is your audience is there. People are on Facebook all the time. You can invite them, set up an event, bring them in. They're making Facebook even better. How are they doing that? Because now you take the same stream, not just to your page. So let's say your restaurant has a page for your restaurant, but you can also go to any groups that you participate. So maybe your restaurant's called Gary's House of Pizza, and now you can have a page that's pizza lovers, and you can go to that page at the same time, which lets you get, your audience gets broader, more ability to reach people. If people like your page or if people like the group, they get notified that you're going live, so it's another chance to build your audience. So it's cool that Wirecast is looking at how people are using their software and where it's going, and Facebook streaming is very real. It's a big thing. We stream our shows to Facebook, YouTube Live, and Twitter simultaneously. This is a great additional feature. I think it was really cool. The other thing is live captions for those people who want to do closed captioning. It's a big request that Wirecast gets, especially for people in the educational space where it's expected that they'll have the closed captioning, especially higher education. Wirecast Restream, a great little product that I'm really excited about because we take our show, like I said earlier, to multiple places. We take it to Facebook, to YouTube, and we take it to Periscope, and we want to take it to Twitch in the future. Well, what Restream lets you do is send a single stream up, and then through their cloud, they send it to whichever CDNs you want. Now, that's really cool. Now, we have a very big pipe here, a lot of bandwidth, so we can actually we can get 3 or 4 or even 5 HD streams up and out to the internet, no problem from where we are. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. Your bandwidth may only let you really do 1 good high quality stream, maybe 2. Now by going to Restream, you can go to multiple sources. It also makes setting up your streams easier. Very cool feature, very excited about something very requested, and at $10 a month, it's super affordable. All right, we did a show on this a while ago when Wirecast 8 came out. I want to go over some of the features of Wirecast 8 that I really like. Rendezvous is a really cool feature. Rendezvous allows you to have anyone who has an iPhone or an Android phone to come into your show through the Rendezvous app and through Rendezvous on your Wirecast Gear. It works really well. The video, it looks like Skype. You know, it's not the highest quality videos if they're in the room, but for bringing in remote talent, it's a great and it's an easy way to do it, and we think that's a very cool thing. Oh, I had other features. I'm sorry. You also get audio track support for 8 audio tracks now, and a multi-viewer, which just makes picking what videos you want to watch, you know, easier and what's connected. Why Wirecast? We get asked this constantly. Wirecast, what makes Wirecast so special to us is a few points. Number one, it's PC and Mac, laptop or desktop. That's really cool. With your PC or Mac, you can get an I/O device like these Epiphan AVIO. This one's an SDI. This one's a 4K HDMI, so it works for SD HDMI and 4K HDMI. And with these little boxes, you could take an HDMI or an SDI camera and bring it directly into your laptop or your desktop through USB 3. Very cool, very easy. You can add them one at a time. The only note we have is you got to make sure that each USB 3 port that you're putting it into on your computer is on its own bus, because one bus per device. But they work really well. We're really excited about them, and it's a great way to go to get yourself into multi-camera editing and grow into it. So as an example, you could have the camera from your laptop being on you, and then have another camera using one of these plugged into somebody else. It's easy to use. It's really been set up and designed for people who know computers and want to do video production, as opposed to other products we sell, which are great, which are more for video production people who get to unlock the power of a computer to do more than they ever dreamed. But Wirecast, if you're a, I hate to use the term millennial because people get mad at it, but if you're a person who knows how to use computers, you're computer literate, you cut and paste, click and drag and drop, and you know how to use a computer pretty well, you're going to have no problem taking to Wirecast. It's an easy-to-use interface. It works with NDI now. You get ISO recording with Wirecast Pro, so you can record all your streams individually to a hard drive. And the other thing that I think makes Wirecast so incredible is you can try a free trial. Now that's real important. If you're thinking about buying Wirecast, through the free trial is your way to think and learn how to use it. But let's say you have Wirecast in your church or in your school. Well, if you have a new person, a new volunteer, or some kids in the class, they can download the trial version on their computer, PC or Mac, play with it, get the feel of the interface of what it's doing, and then they can learn from that, but you can get them on the real full version when it's time to do it. Also, for you to just try it, it's nice to be able to try something before you buy it. It'll work with the camera that's in your laptop. So if your laptop's got a camera, you can instantly start doing Wirecast and streaming. So it's very cool. It's a free download, and they also have a ton of free training and support that's updated constantly. And I have to stress that is, I like pointing people to online support, but sometimes people come back to me on the phone, or they write me an email and say, Gary, that's great. I'm glad you sent me those tutorials, but those tutorials are from version 6 and we're on version 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 now. You know, do you have any of the latest version? Well, one of the things the Wirecast folks do really good is they keep updating the tutorials for the latest versions with the latest features. They also have a great user community out there that you can log into. So Wirecast, we love the product. All right, I want to talk about Wirecast Gear systems now. Before I do, I'm going to take a drink of water. I apologize, it's a little dry in here. Wirecast Gear systems, you see one right here, this little box down here. In fact, can we point down? This box right here is the Wirecast Gear box. It is a small 2RU rack mountable computer, dedicated computer that it runs and is optimized for Wirecast. It's got Windows 10 on it. It's got Wirecast Pro, and it's got hardware that's going to give you 4 inputs. The base model for $49.95 gives you 4 HDMI inputs. The second unit, the 210 for $59.95, gives you 4 SDI inputs. And the 230, which is really cool, gives you 4 spigots, and you can pick whether they're inputs or outputs. We can get to that a little bit later. They also come with, as you go up the line, you'll see bigger hard drives for storage. You go from 250 to 500 to 2 terabytes of storage. And the other thing that's cool is you get new Blue Titler, and you get different versions of the Titler as you go up the line also. And by the way, if you buy a Wirecast Gear now, you get a free upgrade to Wirecast 9. Don't sweat it. In fact, you'll get a free year's worth of upgrades. All right. I say all right all the time. I don't know if that bothers people or not. Let me know in the comments, but I seem to say it all the time. So I'm going to try not to, but I'll probably say it 5 more times in this webinar. We've got a Visa gift card program that's still going. It expires the end of this month, so you got another 2 or 3 days on it. I apologize for that, but you can get $500 for Wirecast 110, $600 for a 210, or $800 for a Gear 230. So if you're thinking about getting one, pull the trigger now, folks, because it's a lot of savings. It's $500 gift card to $800 gift card. Do whatever you want with it. Take the wife out to dinner, book a plane ride, go to Vegas for the NAB show, whatever you want to do with the gift card. That's your business. I don't care. I just want you to get one. So order the Wirecast Gear this week. All right, going into it more, I said all right. Here's the rundown of what Wirecast Gear is. Complete turnkey system, easy to use. Let's go full screen on this one, Ed. I want to talk about this because it's real important, and that is, you know, people say, why should I buy this box for $5,000? I can get a computer, build a computer for $2 or $3 grand, put Wirecast in it and save money. Sure, you can. But the truth of the matter is you're going to be cobbling together a bunch of different parts from a bunch of different vendors. And the truth is it doesn't always work the way you want it to work. And what I mean by that is with Wirecast Gear, you're getting hardware that's optimized to handle 4 inputs. You may build your own system, but by 3 inputs, it's starting to get a little bit wonky. And by 4 inputs, you're having to back off. We can do 4 inputs. We could do titles. We could do virtual sets. With Wirecast Gear, you're not going to be limited because it's a turnkey optimized system. One of the number one tech support calls that the folks over at Telestream get all the time is, my hardware, you know, I'm trying to do this with hardware, and they go, what's your hardware? And you find out, well, I've got this old Blackmagic card, or I've got an old graphics card in my computer, or what have you. A patchwork of stuff, a DIY. We're big fans of DIY. We built the Videoguys brand by doing DIY NLE systems, where we tell you, put this hardware in, and you'll run Avid, or you'll run Adobe. But the difference was, if that hardware got into any trouble, yeah, you had to reboot it. You might have lost some work, you might have pushed your deadline, but you got to still finish the project. If you're going live and it's a wedding or a sporting event, there aren't any do-overs, folks. When you're going live, you've got to know that your system is completely dependable. And with Wirecast Gear, you get that level of dependability and reliability that you simply can't get from building your own system. And once again, we're big DIY fans. If you want to do it, do it. I'd rather see you take a laptop and use some of these devices and have a stable system than try to build a system that's got 4 inputs on the level of what the Wirecast Gear can give you. So we're big fans of the Gear. One of the things we get asked is, you know, who uses the Gear? So the 2 top markets for Wirecast Gear by far are houses of worship and education. Houses of worship love it because it's easy to use after you set it up, so it's easy for a volunteer to get behind and get going. And as I mentioned earlier, you can let the volunteer try on the trial version to get a little bit of a hang of the software, and it works great. Education loves it as well because it's been very popular in schools. It's very easy for a class to get set up and do their own classroom news reports, what's new at the school, to present a show or a play, or perhaps they're going to live stream an event like graduation or a moving up day or an award ceremony at the school, or even maybe it's the Board of Ed meetings, who knows. But it's easy to use, it's lightweight, it's small, it's not going to fit in a backpack like some other solutions we have, but it's still pretty portable for a school. So if they put one of these in a rack with some cameras and like the control surface, they can move it to whatever room they want, plug it into the internet and get going. The cameras will plug in easily. It's also being used in sports. It's being used with television, radio, news, and broadcast, live event production, and digital marketing and social media. I guess I really should have picked up on that and stressed that as well, because I think that's becoming the third market where we're really seeing Wirecast take off. And that's by people who are YouTubers or live social media people who want to go live and want to do productions that are more meaningful, have higher level of content, can bring in some graphics, show some good camera work, do multi-camera work where they're cutting between cameras. And that makes a big deal to how the presentation is to your audience. The other thing that we're finding is that a lot of people do live shows that are, let's say, a half hour, an hour long like we do, and then you want to cut it down to be a highlight reel or a 1 minute best of, or just cut some segments out to have a shorter video to post on YouTube for people to download. Well, there's live to post, to live streaming, to post, to download on demand streaming is something very big, very real that people do. And with Wirecast, it's super easy. You could pop these Wirecast files into Adobe Premiere, Final Cut X, Edius. We did a whole video, I believe, and a whole tutorial on using Edius with these files. And why we like Edius with Wirecast comes back to the simple reason that Edius is really great for super fast turnaround products. Same day edits for weddings, news type stuff. Edius, unlike other products, might be as feature loaded, but the features you need are at the top of the interface, which makes cutting and doing the work you need smooth and simple and easy. All right, getting back to Wirecast Gear. High performance machine, built for live streaming, multiple 1080p ISO recordings, because it's got Wirecast Pro, 1080p stream and recording with live replay, great for sports, accelerated GPU encoding. We've got 3 models, the 110 at $49.95, the 210 at $59.95. With that, the 110 has HDMI inputs, the 210 has SDI inputs for $59.95, and the 230 for $79.95 gives you 4 channels of input and/or output. It's SDI. So why, people ask, why do I want that? Well, perhaps you're a church that you've got multiple screens throughout the church, and you want to not just go out to the internet with your 3 cameras, but you want to pump SDI into your distribution system within your church or your school or your corporate boardroom or the situation. Maybe it's a scoreboard or something indoor for basketball. There's a TV somewhere. So we like that SDI output for people who need it. And if you're someone who's doing a little more complex show, maybe you want to go 2 in, 2 out, you could do that too for whatever you're looking to do. But we did get a lot of requests from people that they wanted SDI out from the Wirecast Gear, and they've added it with the 230. And for the price of what you're getting there, it's a great value. And this picture's got, can you just show them a close-up of the picture of the back of the unit? I just think it looks cool, yeah. So you can see the 4 spigots there of SDI. You can see that it's a computer in there, so pretty cool. We like it. Hey, 18 minutes, which is perfect because that's how long a TED Talk is, and that's how long we're trying to make our shows be. We're wrapping up the show. This was Videoguys NewsDay Tuesday. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. We tell you about the products we sell. Today's show, Wirecast 9, coming in NAB. We're real excited. If you already own Wirecast 8 in the last year or Wirecast Gear, you get a free upgrade to 9, or else you have to be on a sport contract for 99 bucks. The big thing I'm excited about, let's cut to it. The XKEYS. The XKEYS product. I'm going to hold it up. Oh, Eddie went down to it. Cool, even better. XKEYS control surface. We had so many requests for a control surface. You can see the keys here. It's kind of lit up. These keys are dedicated to Wirecast. They put presets in here. I'm very excited about live, mute, ISO record. A lot of different punch-out keys you could program in all your presets, makes automating the show a lot easier. And you know, the PTZ camera, I love that we're using the PTZ camera, and it would be very cool if Wirecast could control PTZ cameras in the future, and we'll have to just wait and see if that ever happens. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, we'll see. All right, let's talk about the next show that we got. Videoguys NewsDay Tuesday, every Tuesday. Next Tuesday is our NAB preview. We're going to try to do this show, folks. The problem is a lot of the news we know about NAB we're not allowed to tell you about. So we're going to try to walk that fine line of giving you enough of a teaser about what's coming at the show to keep you interested, but we're not going to really be able to spill the beans on all the good stuff. In fact, we had to beg the folks at Wirecast to let us do today's show talking about the Wirecast 9 features, but they were super cool about it, so we did a great show. Then what's happening on 410? Let's cut to the PTZ camera. We are going to be broadcasting live from the NAB show. How are we going to do that? I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that. Thanks to Paul Richards and Stream Geeks and the folks over at PTZ Optics. I'm going to go to their booth at 2 p.m. Of course, it's going to be 2 p.m. Pacific time, not Eastern time, so the show will actually be at 5 p.m. on that Tuesday. But me and Paul are going to talk about what's new in the industry, what we can talk about at NAB, what's happening, what's breaking. PTZ Optics is going to have some cool announcements, and we're super excited about that. And then when we get back from NAB, we'll be doing NAB shows about all the good stuff we learned at NAB. But today's show was about Wirecast, Wirecast Gear, and the new XKEYS controller. This is Gary from Videoguys. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to beg you. Like us, give us some comments, be a fanboy, spread the word. You can always find our shows on Tuesday at www.videoguys.com/live. We're going to put that in our future slides on the next shows from now that we know it works. This is Gary from Videoguys NewsDay Tuesday. Peace.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.